Hey gang, this is Johnny Worldbeater saying hello out there to all my fellow nerdlingers, dorkburgers, geekazoids, and neo-maxi-zoom dweebies, and welcome to my world. On today's stream, we'll be doing a special marathon-length edition, going through, hopefully, and completing the entire 5-episode arc of The Wolf Among Us in one go. So this will probably be a bit of a speed run, if you will. So we're trying to get through this as much as possible, and it will be mainly chock full of spoilers about the narrative and just giving you some kind of real-time analysis based on what's offered in the game and my own interpretations of how the story plays out, putting the pieces together and whatnot. I will also be doing this as a slightly different play style, where I will be, hello Ashy, hey baby, where I'll be doing this as a bit of a silent run, both to give you a sort of different impression of Bigby Wolf as a character, and also so I don't really have to pay as much attention to the dialogue prompts making decisions. I will be doing some decision making for like critical choices, but for the most part this is going to be as close to a silent playthrough as you can get. So, let me just take a drink for a second. Get my throat nice and moisturized. And let's dig into it. Yeah, we could probably start over with this. So, this playthrough is going to be working on the assumption that we've already seen the previous ones, and that you know the basic overall story and the details that play out over the course of it. And again, this is not really so much a definitive analysis of it. It's just my own personal interpretations based on the available information in the game and the conclusions that I've come to based on it. And again, just a quick content warning to let you know that this game does contain a lot of violence, occasional nudity, and instances of depictions of suicide. There is also, in the theme, very much based around the abuse and trauma of sex workers and exploitation in a small community writ large. So I'll be trying to keep you aware of any particularly strong scenes that may be difficult for sensitive viewers to sit through. And from that point, I hope you'll enjoy this. I hope you'll get something interesting out of it. So let's go.
Mr. Toad?
Oh, shit. Bigby! Listen, mate, I know I don't look human. It's a problem, I get it. I just stepped out the apartment for just a second to see what kind of damage this drunk shit is doing. Just cut me a break, yeah? I'll get me glamour first thing in the morning. Cross my arm. No need to kick up a fuss.
Yeah, so Toad will never get that glamour, obviously.
Come on, Bigby. Say something. Are you starting to scare me?
If you can't afford to look human, you're going to the farm. It's as simple as that.
You can't send me up to live with those animals. You know what I mean.
Go see a witch. Get a glamour.
Bigby, they're bleeding me dry, mate. The quality of the spout goes down, but the rates keep climbing up. Do you have any idea how much it costs to have an entire family in glamour? It's not even really worth dwelling on at this point. You're telling me to get it together.
Whatever it costs, it's worth it. You don't want me catching you out of glamour again.
Fucking hell! See? This is what I told you about, Sheriff. You're just gonna stand there? Do something, Bigby, before he completely tears up the place. Oh, thanks for that, Bigby. You're a real gentleman. This is the last straw, Bigby. He has to go.
Fine. I'm heading up. Get your glamour.
Yeah, so, obviously a bit of a more silent running Bigby is a little more cold and callous.
What did I say? You want a big bad wolf to take you away?
No.
Then get the fuck
At
back
least
inside.
on a first impression. So I will be pretty much ignoring most of the details unless I find anything that's either gameplay specific or gameplay advantageous, or will just be specific to informing the narrative, or at least my interpretation of it.
God damn you! Know who I am
Whoa,
now,
whoa,
don't
hey,
you?
hey!
You've got something on your face.
Fuck are you talking about, you stupid I'll fucking kill you! You fucker! What are you gonna fucking do, huh? Get the fuck out of the way before you get the axe again.
You gotta calm down. Fucking glutton for punishment.
Fuck you.
Okay, so again, we've established quite a long relationship between these two. Obviously, the woodsman and
Go fuck yourself.
the big bad wolf have had a long and complicated relationship. In the story, where they're often at odds with each other, but also kind of on friendly terms, depending on what kind of attitude they're in.
You should probably get out of here.
And of course, Faith
I'm not
here
leaving until I get what's mine.
You're not getting
plays a major component in this narrative.
Put you on the ground. You hear me?
Both because she kind of kicks off
Oh, fucking shit. You bugged my jaw.
the investigation, you know, sets the whole narrative in motion, sets the whole story in motion.
Shit.
And also because she's
Come on, let's
actually,
get this over with.
pretty much the whole narrative revolves around her.
What's your name?
Whatever you'd like it to be, handsome.
Don't make this more difficult than it has to be.
Sorry, Sheriff. Wouldn't want to add any difficulty to your night.
Why was he hitting you?
And after we finish the scene, I'll get into the
She asked me if I
specific
recognized
reasons
who
why I
really
think
was.
this is
I said I didn't.
what I think is going on with the narrative, and why
When you showed up,
it's all
started
about
being
Faith,
That about
not
cover it,
just
hon?
I'm the woodsman.
not just like spiritually or like
Saved little
on an
Red
abstract
Riding
level.
Hood from this monster. I cut this fucker open and
but
filled
it
his
is
belly full
actually
of
all
dead
centered on the
stones
character
and threw him
and
in the
her
fucking
story.
river. That's who the fuck I am, you stupid bitch.
Hey, what did I say? I said be nice, or you wait outside.
Come on.
Shit. Hey, Toad.
My car.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Oh, no, by all means. Take your time. Make yourself comfortable. Can I get you anything? Pillow, perhaps? Well, at least you're not fucking dead.
Fucking around. I know you're fucking in there. Come on out, you fucking dog. I'll put you out of your misery. You fucking lumbo. You ignorant fuck. Come on out, Wolf.
I'm just getting what he owes me. You all right back there? I mean, your eyes and the teeth? You're not really supposed to do that, are you?
Not if I can avoid it.
Great.
The guy's got an axe in his brain. He's not feeling that.
It's more from me. He'll be fine.
I'll kill you, you fucking bitch.
Let me help you.
He's having a bad day.
That makes two of us. I guess it's a good thing fables are hard to kill.
Suppose it is.
Just come on.
Here.
Thanks.
Who do you work for, really?
These lips are sealed. Sorry.
Obviously, as well, that if you're familiar with the
Hey, you like my ribbon?
last playthrough, you'll know
What's
that
the matter, Rigby? Tempted to take a bite?
nice. You'll
I guess
know
most
that
days are
the
fine.
story behind the ribbon is, well, the ribbons are significant to everything that's going on here. And I'll give you a bit of a background. So, some of these, all of the characters are based,
I guess.
all of the characters and the way that they are portrayed in the story is rooted in their storytale backgrounds, their fables, their fairy tales,
Stop.
their urban
We don't have to make
legends.
any more of a thing out of it than it already is. I'm fine.
And I'll give you some background to the ones
Don't
that,
worry about me.
a little bit of background to the ones that aren't particularly well known.
How much was it he owed you?
100.
I'm guessing it'd be bad for you to show up empty-handed.
I'll be fine.
No, you won't.
Let's see, I've got, it's 20, 40, 7, 8, 58. That's all I got. It'll help, right? Take it.
It's okay. I'll be fine. You've done enough, really.
Just take the money, okay?
You got me out of a bad situation back there. Thanks.
Yeah, so,
A statement.
I have
the
to.
background, of course, to that whole opening scene, we later find out,
Back at my
is
office, then.
basically
It's a
that
little late for an office
Faith here is
visit.
filling in
I'll
for
swing by your apartment.
one of her
How do you know where I
You live in the smallest
friends
apartment in the woodlands.
who works through the same kind of
Good to know.
strip
You should have
joint.
cleaned up. You look
Um,
like shit. And I don't use that term lightly. Some of these look pretty bad. That's gonna leave a mark. Or maybe
and
not.
we later find out, I think, that she has her own, like, appointment schedule.
I need to tell you something.
Yeah, she's filling in for a friend
What is it?
who later ends up dead.
You're not as bad.
And unfortunately, we don't really find out all that much about her personally. You know, she unfortunately
I'll see you around.
seems to be more of a plot device than a character in the story. But yeah, so Faith is filling in for her appointment with Woody. And there was a relationship that her friend Lily had with Woody. And he's obviously upset about it because she showed up in her place because she had a different appointment to fulfill with someone much higher up in the Fabletown community. So that's kind of the inciting incident that sets it all in motion. And there's a long background to the relationship between this small group of sex workers and how they've been trying to sort of get out from under the thumb of these people that have been exploiting them. And we only become aware of it because it gets called in this one particular time. and it escalates, and we have to find out what's at the root of it all. Because it ends up affecting pretty much everybody in Fabletown in one way or another. It's all connected. But it's gone sort of under the radar. Largely because the people in office, the top people in the Fabletown community are involved in it. And also overlooking it, not really giving it attention to the...
there, aren't you?
Not really giving the attention to these problems that they are due.
Hello, Bigby. I wasn't expecting anyone. I know this looks a little odd, but there's an explanation, I swear. Look, if you don't have anything to say, I'm just gonna... Damn it, I'm late.
Yeah, so I guess
Please, Bigby.
mostly
Promise
this
you won't tell Beast you saw
silent version of
He worries too much as it is, and
Bigby kind
it
of
would just
allows
make my
people
life
to
a lot
reveal
easier.
themselves.
Just please. Promise me? I don't have time to go into it right now. I'll explain it all to you later. I will, but I have to go.
Which isn't the worst tactic for someone in his position
It's not what you might be thinking.
who needs to investigate, enforce order when problems arise in the Fabletown community. Community, even. Alright, don't think there's anything here we really need. Might as well put up our name tag while we're at it.
Damn thing fell off again. How much longer is this gonna go on?
Bigby, hey, wait up. Have you seen my wife? Have you seen Beauty? Motherfucker.
Damn, should have cracked a window. What a night.
Alright, so let's just get this all out of the way. We don't really need to go through any of these details. No, these are all sort of character details that add
Oh,
richness to
hey,
the
Big B.
world in which the
I'm
story
in your chair,
exists,
huh?
but not entirely necessary
All right.
to get into. It's a very exposition-heavy scene. Basically, these two characters sort of laying out some of the rules of the way Fables and Fabletown works and all the various narrative elements.
Got a smoke?
This may be
Thanks.
girl.
Couple thousand more of these, we'll be even on that house you owe me.
You like a belly rub?
This has gotta stop.
Yeah?
You can't keep sneaking off the farm like this.
Pretty girl. Pretty
The
kitty.
fresh air and sunshine pitch they sell you on is bullshit. I didn't escape out of the homelands to end up in some prison, okay? Don't send me back there, Big B. You don't know what it's like, okay? You haven't been there. Exactly. You know I'm right. That for me?
Nope.
The house didn't blow itself down, Bigby. That's all I'm saying. Do with that what you will. Now, I'm not saying it's reason enough for me to have definitely been offered a drink, but, it would have helped ease some of the pain you once caused me, yes? It also would have shown everyone how different you are now. Nice. I take it all back. This is why everyone hates you. It probably also has something to do with how engaging you are in conversation. But, no. Hate's the wrong word. They fear you more than anything. You ate a lot of people back in your day.
I thought we were all supposed to have a fresh start here. I can't change the past.
Well, you can't change people's memories either. Look, I'm not saying it's fair, but it's real. People are scared of you. I mean,
Better texture pop
look at
in
your
there.
hands.
I think.
Who'd you get in a fight with? A Fable, right? I'm sure you're not going around punching Mondays.
Yeah, you don't really need to know.
Okay, sure. Silent treatment. I can do the same.
No, you can't.
You think my job is easy? You try keeping a bunch of fables from killing each other. How do you think this all works?
I don't know. How?
By being big and being bad.
By being big and being bad. Don't say that shit in front of people. It's embarrassing. That's the attitude that gets you in trouble. I'm sure you were shitty to everyone you came across tonight.
Not everyone.
Name one. That's what I thought. Life is easier with friends, Bigby. And we live a long fucking time. I know you like this whole lone wolf thing you got going for yourself. But I've seen the way you look at Snow, okay? You're not fooling me.
Will you shut up?
Well, maybe if my throat wasn't so parched, I wouldn't have to keep talking.
Wait, that doesn't make
Just
sense.
give me a drink, please.
Colin, enough already. I haven't slept in 2 days. I went out a second-story window, and I want to get in 2 seconds of shut-eye before I... Look, if I give you this, will you let me sleep?
Yeah, all right. Probably.
Yeah, just take the damn drink.
Thanks, Bigby.
Bigby!
Snow?
Come with me.
Snow.
What's up,
Snow.
baby?
What?
What's up?
Sorry,
What's up, kitty?
What is it? Just keep up. We can't...
Hi.
Hello. Good
And
morning.
there's our red herring guy who will appear in the background of just about every episode, just to
These walls are paper thin.
cast suspicion on himself,
We'll talk outside.
but never really actually contribute anything to the story. You know, he's just there as a mislead. Okay, now obviously here's the big reveal. You know, the part that's really the inciting incident for the whole story, that gets the investigation rolling into uncovering all the corruption rooted deep at the heart of Fabletown. When we find Faith's head on our doorstep. So, this is about as good a time to get into my interpretations as any.
You this girl?
For one thing,
Is...
uh,
She's not a
out front, we've got to
Who was she?
we've
I
got to
thought
think
I
about.
knew everyone in Fabletown.
Hold on, let me
She looks
compose
familiar.
my thoughts for a second.
Can't place her though.
So, the main thing we got to do to start out is
feel
to
like there's
establish
something
one
time.
thing. This is not Faith.
The woodsman. He attacked her. I stepped in.
This is someone else glamored as
I
Faith.
don't think he...
Just like we see later when they have that fake out at the end of this episode,
It's just...
where we find out that, spoilers,
It
someone
took
who
me a
looks
second
like
to
Snow
realize what I
has
was
had their
overlooking.
head put on in the same position,
In case you're wondering,
has
I
had their
found
head
her.
removed and put in the same
Can't tell you much else. It's a
position
shock.
as
I know.
Faith's head here.
Big
But
B,
again, this is not
One of
Faith.
us do this?
There hasn't been a murder in Fable.
And I will go further into
Although
why that's
maybe we
not
should
Faith.
Start a panic before we know what's going on.
And again, how the
I'll have a look around.
fake
Don't
out
have much
of
time before people will be coming through here.
Snow's head being found at the same position at the end of this episode, but later revealed to be Lily, you know, one of the other prostitutes that Faith worked with.
What is?
You know, it's again an unfortunate aspect of the story in that Lily basically becomes a plot device.
It's her ribbon.
You know, she's really only a part of the story to
I don't recognize it.
Neither do I.
give you a bit of a hint as to what's really going on here. That that this is someone else glamored as Faith, and not actually her. And we get a bit of a
She was placed here with some care.
we get some really strong hints at the end of the
See that
game
someone
as to
didn't just
why
toss her.
that is the
She
case.
was deliberately placed for us to find.
So we sort of have this trio of these prostitutes, you know, these sex workers that have kind of banded together to try to get out from under the thumb of their
Could do something.
oppressive employers,
Either something
who've been trying to keep
sharp
them
or some
trapped
magic attached
in
to it.
debt and basically stuck in this lifestyle. You know, this position they don't really never really chose to
sorry.
be in on their
This is
own.
just so
They were
surreal.
kind of forced into. And they were trying to band together to find a way out.
What do you want to
you
do
know.
next?
And once that got out,
We still have some time. I should keep investigating the area.
you know, consequences were
Good
suffered. You know, so we've got the three that kind of band together in this plot. We have Faith, who we meet here. We have Lily, the troll, who we find out later is
No signs
glamored
that it's
as
been here.
Snow. And there's also Nerissa, you know, the Little Mermaid.
Blood.
And they're kind
Someone
of,
might have hopped the fence.
the three of them have
Caught.
been trying to get
Like
away.
The trail I found earlier.
And what the story that Nerissa tells at the end of the game is true. Like, they were planning to get out from under, to get away, and they were using photographs that they'd taken of one of the main officials in the Fabletown office as sort of leverage.
You alright?
Yes, thanks.
But that also
But you
put them
should
in a
hurry.
very
We don't have
dangerous
much time
position with the
We should
people
head
they
back
were
inside soon.
being held.
You alright?
I'm really not sure how much time we have.
They were being exploited by, and Nerissa basically.
Where are you going? Are we done?
Nerissa,
That's enough.
it may not have actually been Nerissa, but that seems to be the implication.
Okay.
She kind of ratted out
We should.
her friends because she was
Move
worried about the
before anyone
consequences
shows up.
and was hoping that
We'll find out
maybe
more at the business
if she was
office.
honest, they'd
She'll
take
be
pity
in
on her.
this, I'm sure.
And it led to one of them
Do
being
you
killed.
Have any idea what's going on? How did this happen? Why her?
Someone brought
So I'll
it
get
from
more into it
outside.
when we actually get to the strip
That
club
makes
in the
sense.
next episode.
There's no signs of a
But
struggle.
my theory is
How do you
that Nerissa, after she
I found a trail of blood.
she
I
confessed
saw it,
and
but-
she found out what was going to happen
What is it?
to
It
Faith
doesn't mean someone
and the rest.
definitely brought it from outside, right?
We'll see.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
we
have
had
to
some
talk to him about
technical
this.
issues there for a second.
As long as
Yeah,
he
so
holds
my theory
what
is that
he's acting
once
made, he needs to know. And he's
Nerissa
going to
found
find
out
anyway,
about
so we may as well get out in front of
what
it.
was going to
It'll
happen
just be
to
worse if
Faith
he
and
finds out we
Lily.
held it from him. I know you
You
don't
know,
like him.
Faith was
He's our
put
boss.
immediately at
This
threat,
is
and
our job.
rather than being that,
It's the right thing to do.
Faith just walked in and was immediately set upon,
Craig's not what's important right now.
Nerissa got to her
We need to
first
figure out who this girl was so we
and
can
was
find
able
whoever did
to
this.
cover
Take
for
this back
her
to Dr. Swinehart.
and
He can
take the
a look at
fall,
it. I'll meet you at the
which
business office.
fits in again with the original story of The Little Mermaid, wherein the ending involves the mermaid sacrificing herself to save the life of someone else she cared about. And I'll give you some more
Blind?
evidence
Why, you don't see
to
there's a
support
line.
that theory once we
I've been
actually
standing
get
here a
into
half
it.
hour already. You get to just walk in? Must be nice being the sheriff. Do whatever the fuck you like. Fucker.
Because you were the one bringing this to me, Miss Snow. The one who so simply stumbled upon this catastrophe on our very doorstep. The last thing I need with Mayor Cole away is a hysteria. Do you understand me?
Yes, of course I
Don't
do.
interrupt me, Miss Snow.
You asked me a question.
Don't change the subject. You are to blame for this unpleasantness, Miss Snow.
I brought you this news as soon as I could.
You are trusted to keep things running smoothly around here.
Yeah,
This
and
is
of
a
course,
disaster.
Crane here is
Back
involved
off,
in the
Ichabod. It's not her fault.
I don't need
whole
your
affair.
help, Bigby.
Instead of trying to assign blame, maybe we should figure out how to catch the fucker who did this.
Oh,
Because
says
he's the
man
one-
who is
he's the
most
one
to
that's,
blame for this catastrophe.
using
How
Lily
convenient. Sheriff, you are the one
as
charged with protecting
to
the
act
citizens
out
of
his
this
fantasies
town.
of
Your failure to do so cost someone their life and the safety of the entire
of
community.
his obsession with
Tell me
Snow
you've been
White.
doing something. Are there any leads? Suspects? Anything. Anything at all. Any shred of evidence you two know what the hell you're doing. Because right now, I have half a mind to fire the both of you.
Bluebeard came to mind. It's his MO. It's shaky, but
Don't be absurd. Bluebeard is out of the country as we speak. So don't even think about accusing him of such a treacherous affair. If all you're operating off of is ancient history, we're all in much more trouble than I imagined. You two need to get a handle on this situation quickly and quietly. The last thing we need is all of Fabletown knowing there's a killer amongst us. Snow,
yes, sir.
call Vivian right this minute and let her know I'm coming in early for my massage.
I
Yeah,
will.
and again, Vivian is the
Where is
hostess
the bottle of wine you
running
were to purchase?
the strip club slash
Don't bother.
brothel,
Can't do anything right. Do your
and
job,
she's the one
Sheriff.
who's in charge
We'll
of.
find someone who can.
You know what?
Stop. We'll get on it right away.
She's the one who's kind of gives these girls
You would have just
a
pissed him off more.
place
All right.
to
Well, that could've
make
gone
their
better.
work, make their money through these sort of
Oh,
unsavory
Crane doesn't like people smoking and Never
means.
mind. Smoke away.
And of course, massage, of course, there being a euphemism for his appointment that he's going to have with Lily to act out some of his stress by acting out his fucking
Is it
fantasy,
Yes, thankfully.
his sexual fantasies with Snow White.
Buffkin,
Hello, Miss Snow.
drinking this early. Where did you get that?
It was by Mr. Ichabod's desk.
Then don't you think it probably belongs to him?
Maybe. How are you today, Mr. Bigby? Sorry.
Buffkin, get the books.
Which books?
The ones with all the fables in it.
Not sure that was any more specific.
Bring the first 3.
Be back in a few minutes.
He knows the ones I'm talking about. There's bound to be information on her here. Somewhere. We'll at least be able to get her real name from the books whenever Buffkin finds them. In the meantime, poke around. Maybe the mirror can help. I really have to get this appointment squared away, but let me know if you need anything. Hello, Vivian?
So let's take
Hi,
a quick
this
look
is Snow
at
White,
these
Mr. Crane's
tarot
assistant.
cards, which again
Hi, yes.
are hints that
Strength.
inform the story.
Yes, it comes in all forms.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's indicative
Yes,
of
that's
the
right.
relationship between
Mm-hmm.
Snow and Bigby,
No,
or
we got your invoice.
that meeting we had earlier with Faith. I
Yes.
think maybe just based on the color scheming there,
Should be squared away.
that seems to be the implication that he showed kindness to her,
No, I can wait.
and that enabled her. And then, of course, the fall from grace, the dead princess,
yes, I mean,
the
I question it only due to the amount. It
agree,
seemed a bit
the traumatized prince
excessive.
at the top of the tower. That's obviously going to be
I
indicative
have the record right here.
of the relationship
Give me one
between Faith and Prince Lawrence, who she married. That's obviously
Supposed to mean.
a stand-in for Bigby and a
Well, that's not what I
an
have here.
example of
I can look
the
through it again and get back to you.
example of the trials he's going to have to endure. trying to find answers.
Hey, Magic
You know, and the
Man,
amount of punishment that he's
question.
going to take over the course of this.
Know the rule.
I don't have
It may
time
have
for this
some
shit.
other symbolic
Your
meaning,
impatience is callow. You're
but that's
needlessly
just
cruel, but
the
have
interpretation
some
that I'm getting
respect for our history.
off the top of it.
Mirror, mirror, if you're able, tell me all about this fable.
See? Was that so hard?
Yeah, I'm about 2 seconds away from kicking a hole in you.
There's no need for that. Fine. Of which fable do you wish to know?
Show me the woodsman. Where is he?
What you see is complete. The woodsman stumbles down a street.
No shit.
So I
Which street?
believe that might be the
I'm
lucky
sorry,
pawn
Biggie.
that he's going
I can
to.
only show you what can be seen.
And
I
I'm
don't know her
guessing
name.
that's
Get
how
it.
the X
Well,
ends up there later in the
until you
game.
do, I can't help you.
Because he probably, I guess,
Nobody right now.
Very well. Please return should you wish to
sold
ask
that
about
off in a
someone
drunken
else
stupor
or someone new.
for money, for drinking money or something. And this is where we're going to learn about Faith's story,
Well, I'm sure we'll get it all cleared up.
which is going to be
Okay,
the
thank you.
subtext for the entire narrative of the game. You know, again, I mentioned how the characters and their roles in the story are informed by their backstory, the stories that they came from, their origins in fairy tales and folklore and all this other
Let's
stuff.
start with these. Any information on fables in our community will be somewhere in these books.
So, here we go. We recognize the symbols, the coat of arms,
Seen
or
this
whatever,
before.
from the ring that she was
The
wearing.
symbol on the man's clothes. It's the same as the rings.
Could be her father
And we see,
or husband. This
of course, the
has most
child
of the
in the
emblems of the old
donkey
days,
skin
usually
outfit.
what family they come from. If it's in here, we'll have her name.
which is an important detail again. And we're gonna find the thing in here. So this is obviously again Faith, the donkey skin outfit, a brief explanation of how it works, you know, what it is, blah blah blah, the magical elements surrounding it. Some of the background to the family.
Great.
What?
I can't read any of this shit.
I can help. Maybe it will brighten your shitty mood a little.
Unlikely. This is
I
the
mean,
ring.
that's my permanent mood.
Where's this symbol from? Which family or story?
That's an odd one. Family name? Alerairo? I'll go look it up.
Alelaira. That means every kind of fur in German.
Donkey skin.
Yes. What does it say?
Donkey skin girl, also known as donkey skin, also known as ass skin.
Yeah, so you want to listen to this
But
backstory
we
fable,
don't need the commentary.
The story of
clearly because
Donkey
it's
Skin. There was once a great king with a beautiful queen.
the subtext of the whole
queen grew
story.
ill and had her husband promise to only marry the most beautiful girl in the kingdom. After a long search, it became clear that the only woman in the land that could match her beauty was his daughter, Faith. She had a magic cloak made from the skin of her father's prized donkey that would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom. Eventually, she married a prince who could see past the magic cloak and knew her true beauty. And they lived happily ever after. Should I mock it Miss Snow?
Yes. Please. And what's her husband's name?
Lawrence. Prince Lawrence.
We got what we came for.
Yeah.
Her name's Faith. She was married to Prince Lawrence. I mean, that's more than we...
Name was Faith.
Yeah.
We should talk to the husband.
You think he did it?
No, I don't. But we need to let him know about his wife.
Okay, so now we're familiar with the donkey skin story. You know, we can see that this was a magical cloak that was meant to disguise Faith so that she could escape from her tragic circumstances. And again, that informs her role in the story, what happens here. So, if you remember that, conversation we have at the end of the game with Nerissa, how she talks about selling out her friends and wanting to escape and hold responsible, putting Faith's head on the doorstep so that somebody would take notice and follow it up and try to get some measure of retribution, some justice for these girls who've been exploited and put in a bad situation and who've been abused and who've been murdered by these people who thought they could get away with it because nobody would care about them. Nobody would care about these prostitutes being murdered. Nobody would care enough to look out for these girls and their welfare. And if you remember that conversation, there's also a bit at the end where you hear a lot of echoes, the memories flooding through Bigby's head, talking about the donkey skin girl disguising her beauty to escape, and how some of the things that Nerissa says to him remind him of conversations he had with Faith. So the basic gist of what we're getting at here is that metaphorically, Faith is once again using a disguise to escape her circumstances, and that disguise is as Nerissa, who, again, based on her own story, sacrificed her own life to protect somebody else. So that's what I'm getting at when I talk about how that head that you found on the doorstep that looked like Faith actually wasn't Faith. It was most likely that it was Nerissa in disguise, in a glamour, as Faith, who used that as her way to protect her, and who used her own appearance, who gave her a means to glamour herself so that she could protect herself and disguise herself, and as a means to potentially escape. And I'll go further into details of why I believe that is is what happened, because it's never explicitly it's never explicitly stated in the in the narrative, we get some explanations that are more or less explicit, but the specifics of what came about, how all of this happened, is a little open-ended. But if you look at all the details, if you look at all the sort of symbols, the metaphors that are being given to you in the text, all of these allusions to stories, and if you're familiar with the stories and what they are, and this one, of course, is the most explicit, being that they just straight up tell you and show you constantly and remind you constantly, this is the donkey skin girl, this is what happened to her in her story, and it's constantly, as I've said before, this is a story about deceptions and illusions and deceit and disguises. It's about hiding the truth and trying to protect yourself through any means possible. And that theme, those central elements, are key to Faith and her story and her character. Because it's all about how you're going to get justice and how you're driven by Faith and your encounter with her to avenge her and to get justice against the people that have committed these evils. And again, I'll point out along the way the little details, the little hints strewn throughout the narrative that lead me to these conclusions, that lead me to these interpretations of how that theory plays out. Okay, so for the moment, I just need to take a quick break, and then we'll get back into it again. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, let's go again. So, let's see what we're doing again. We need to go see the mirror and try to find Faith.
You know what this means?
Tarot is a backwards art. I wouldn't put too much stock in its wisdom, Bigby.
Not when you've been so helpful.
Prevision's muddy. I'm as clear as a window.
Okay.
Mirror, mirror, blah blah able, blah 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 about this fable.
Of which fable do you wish to know?
Yep. So again,
Faith's father, the old king.
we establish here that we can find people who are dead
Suspect list.
using the magic mirror,
Show me.
but for some reason we can't find Faith, even though we presume that she's
Through
dead.
powerful magic, her
Because there's a
whereabouts
magic
is
spell that's still in
known.
effect.
Fortunately for you, these
And
lips are
it's
sealed.
that same spell that comes up again and again and again that is associated with the
It's simply the way
magical
this has to
ribbons.
be.
He's a prince, I think. Show me Prince Lawrence. What's he been doing? Where is this?
Where's what?
Do you know where Prince Lawrence lives?
If he's a prince, probably relocated in the South Bronx. Yellow building, red window shutters.
Red frames.
Yep, that's the one. I can take us there.
Okay.
Nobody right now.
Anything we can use?
Yeah, that'll have to do for now.
Come on, we're going over there.
Yeah, so we've established that
Sorry.
Faith's father is
Get
dead,
back.
and that you can find
Hello, Woodland's business office.
that you
Yes,
can find
He is.
fables who are dead using the magic mirror.
That's for you.
But even though Faith is presumably dead,
Bigby, it's me, Toad.
and the mirror and the
Are you there, man? Bigby, shit. Listen,
and
right, there's a
the
bloke
spell
upstairs
of the
going
ribbon
through
has
all
been
the
removed.
things. Get over
You know,
it,
for some
Bigby,
reason we
boy.
can't find Faith
Hang on.
when we specifically ask for her,
Oi, shit. Hey!
which is another little clue
What was
as
that
to
about?
the fact that
Hard to
she's
say.
not actually dead.
Something
She's
going on
in
over at
disguise
Faith's
as
place.
somebody
What about Faith's
else.
husband?
I don't know. I couldn't really tell. But he could be in trouble. And we should go there anyway to search her apartment. Toad might have to wait.
Whenever you're ready.
And also that the magic behind the ribbon is still in effect because she's still wearing it.
Did Toad say who was there? Was it the woodsman?
I don't know. It's possible. Whoever it was, it didn't seem like Toad was happy to see him.
Well, maybe Prince Lawrence can wait.
Yeah, he
He
didn't see
can't.
him. He could use some help, too.
Well, where to first?
Bigby, shit. Listen, right, there's a bloke upstairs going through all the woodsman's things.
You think he did it? What's her husband's name?
Lawrence. Prince Lawrence.
Yeah, so again, we're gonna go to Larry's
We need to
apartment
tell him about his wife. He deserves to know.
because he's
You're right.
in deep
And
shit.
Toad's a tough Toad. He can probably handle himself for a few hours.
We'll have to.
And there's also significant details we need to find at Larry and Faith's apartment.
I don't want to stay here any longer than we have to, so let's just pick an approach and stick to it, okay? Just humor me.
When the magic mirror showed me this apartment, I think I saw a knife inside, covered in what looked like blood.
I wasn't expecting that. Well, like I said, let's not overcomplicate things. You can question him while I look around for it.
And if he objects,
We're here on official Fabletown business, and we can be persuasive if necessary. Or you can.
Okay, so just for consistency, of story, of narrative. Let's knock on the door first. Nobody comes to answer. We try to open the door. It's locked.
Lawrence, you in there?
You know, we have exhausted that option. That's not going to work. So we try the window. You take a look inside. You see somebody sitting in the lounge. There's blood on the floor. There's
All right, we'll try this out.
no
Guess
reason to
we're
think.
out of options. Come on, help me up.
You know, there's suspicion that something's gone awry, so we're gonna break in. And again, you know, just before we really get into it, quick warning: this is a major scene that involves depictions of suicidal imagery, attempted suicide, and so if that's disturbing to some viewers, you might want to step away for a few minutes, do whatever you need to do, and come back later. Okay, so let's keep going.
Oh God, we're too late. That makes two Fables dead. We need to figure out what the hell is going on here. Who would do this to them?
I don't know, Snow.
Fucking graphics glitching out there. Okay, so I don't think there's anything significant in this area. It's all clues as to what happened to Larry here, but nothing really significant to provide backstory, you know, subtext. Page. Make pizza in the fridge. Please don't look for me. So that's just a quick note explaining that she's left him to try to escape, to try to get away from this life that she's stuck with.
Looks like Faith took all her stuff out.
Yet again, taking all her stuff with her and just trying to take care of him, but saying, I can't live like this anymore. I have to get out.
Strange. Hard edge to this pool, like something was here and got moved.
Now the big puzzle is we gotta bring down the Murphy bed. Find Lawrence's suicide note.
Son of a...
You know, he's feeling guilty about how he couldn't protect Faith. He couldn't keep her out of this life.
Got to the bed a little. My dearest Faith, I never meant to hurt you, and I
He
cannot
feels
endure
helpless that he
knowing
can't get
I
out,
This is
can't
for the best. I'll see you
do
again.
anything,
Love, your
that he
devoted
can't
Lawrence.
overcome their circumstances, you know, especially being coming from a prince, some noble blood, and then suddenly having no power, no influence whatsoever. That must be especially that must weigh very heavy on the conscience. You know, it's probably one of the things that
Let's get you back up.
drew him into such a suicidal depression.
What's going on?
We found you here, in your chair with what we thought was a fatal injury. We should call Swinehart, have him take a look at you.
Wait a second on that, Snow. You know who I am?
Yes.
Good. I have a few questions.
And again, I always like to come here first because
What's this about?
When was the last time you saw your wife, Lawrence?
I like to be able
I don't know.
to stop. I like to be
ago.
able to prevent
She
Lawrence's death.
came by to get some things. That's what she said. But I think it was so she could leave some money.
No,
I didn't find it till
it's a matter of kindness and compassion.
We've been separated
to
for
try
some
and
time
help
now.
somebody in such a
Lawrence, what
desperate
did you do?
situation.
I made a decision for us. It felt like the only way out. So
Hello?
I shot myself.
Listen up, baby.
Oh,
Want some attention?
Hurts like fucking hell.
Your heart's actually a little more to the center. Probably hit a lung.
Great.
Come over here, baby. I'll give you a little cuddle.
At least that's how I think it happened. Things are a little fuzzy. Thought it was a bad dream.
Why did you do it, Lawrence?
I did it because I was ashamed. I couldn't live with myself, knowing I had done that to her. I did what I could to keep her away, but she still worries about me. She comes by, makes sure I'm okay. I'm a fucking burden. I'm useless. I don't want her to have to worry about me anymore. She's better off without me being here to drag her down. She deserves that. She's been through a lot.
Yeah, this is
I
a
just wish I
particularly
could have
tough
done
scene
better
to sit
by her.
through.
She's always been there for me.
Your wife is missing.
What? Oh, no. 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 No.
And this, of course, is also where we get our first
I knew this would happen.
connection to Georgie
Fucking Georgie.
and the implication that he's probably involved and might be a prime suspect.
Lawrence.
And we ultimately learn is the person who killed her, who killed her and Lily,
Are you expecting anyone?
because he's the one that
Wait.
is basically their boss, the guy that's in charge of them,
We need to know why whoever's out there
in charge
is
of the strip club, in charge of the brothel,
What do I do?
Just play dead.
and
Trust me.
knows
Can't
about their
move in their
various
condition anyway, so
wheelings
just
and
stay
dealings.
still. The second we
He's
figure out
the
what they're here for,
person that
they
Darissa
will
goes
arrest
to, trying to ask for some mercy,
Think about your wife.
and it blows up his face because he has the crooked man to answer to, and he's not gonna stand for people trying to break away from his control. So of course we learn that Georgie is the actual killer, but of course the crooked man is the real person responsible for all this. He's the one controlling and manipulating everybody. And of course the D's here answer to the crooked man. They're under his employ, and they're probably here to follow up on the lead of Faith being murdered, and probably trying to find whatever evidence that they had over Crane. You know, trying to sort of cover up whatever, you know, and eliminate whatever power they might have had over them.
Bigby, he has a gun.
Hey!
And it's the same thing that's happening at Toad's apartment. They're trying to retrace Faith's
Hey,
last steps,
stop!
trying to find whatever
Leave me alone!
clues they can find. To take away whatever advantages they might have had. You know, they need to follow up on all those And all those things that that the girls had, you know, eliminate whatever advantages those girls might have had. To break free of the control, because that's the kind of operation that the Crooked Man is running.
Hey!
So of course they go to her apartment, and they also check out the woodsman's apartment, because they know that that was the last place she visited.
Make me run after you.
I'm a private investigator, just looking for the same answers you are.
No, you're not. You're a thug.
You're looking for the woodsman, right? My employer is looking to ask him a few questions too.
You're lying to me.
Fuck!
Come on.
Dumb.
Dumb? Yeah, it is. Look, it'd be much easier for you
No, I'm D. He's dumb.
You're lying to me, and I know you're lying to me, so I'm not gonna fucking mess around.
Yep.
Except you're lying in a dirty alley.
Yep.
With an open wound on the back of your head.
Yep.
Come on, get up. We should check in on Toad. See if there's anything there that can get us back on the trail.
And we ended up going out the window, and I landed on Toad's car.
You guys made a real mess.
Yeah. Looks worse in the day.
I don't think anybody's here.
We came all this way for nothing.
All right, son. All right, he's gone. He's left. It's over now.
Is that his son?
Toad's? I think.
Be nice in there, okay?
Hey, Toad. You in there?
Bigby! And Miss White! Surely you didn't come all this way just for my bother? Sorry, Bigby. It's embarrassing to have to admit, but I thought there was someone else in Woody's place. There wasn't, though. Not when I checked. Nothing but a leaky drain pipe. Imagination must have got the best of me. So, you know, false alarm. Sorry for dragging Miss White into this, but thanks for coming. Much appreciated.
Is your son in there?
He's fine, Miss White. Just stung his little toe. Better swimmer than Walker, just like his dad.
Wanna...
So, I guess you'll be taking off now. No need to hang around here anymore. I mean, I'm sorry you came all the way here for nothing. But it was nothing, really. I just don't want to waste your time, is all. But all right. Have a seat. Have a cup of tea. Whatever you like.
TJ? Are you alright? There you are. I don't mean to intrude, but Flycatcher said you had a pretty awesome insect collection, and I was wondering if you could perhaps let me see it?
It has a weevil.
Cool.
I still have no idea what that thing on his shirt's supposed to be.
Just mind the upholstery while you're looking for nothing.
Yeah, sure thing. How'd this happen?
Fucking hell. Damn thing must have fell off the table.
Uh-huh. The lamp just fell off the table.
Or the boy was faffing about, playing sods and swordfish. Who knows with the lad?
Your lock's busted, too. This place is falling apart.
Eh?
The lock. It looks like somebody kicked in the door.
Oh, for Christ's sake, the fucking lock's been busted for weeks, mate. Right, it's just like everything else in this bloody building.
That side eyes glance always cracks me up. Okay, blood spatter on the wall.
It's just some wood rot. Not mold or anything.
You bleeding?
Why? Is that...
It's blood. Still fresh.
Oh, well, I cut me hand. Ran around like a tit trying to pick out a wrap. Must have got some on the furnishments.
Sounds painful.
Oi! Don't you go mother-henning now. The wound didn't sit very long, you know. Perks of being a fable, I suppose. And a frog.
Okay,
That more blood?
No, just a clean space in the dust. Did you move something?
Ah, maybe one of Junior's toys or something. I mean, who knows? If you're gonna say something, out with it.
That broken lamp used to be here, right? Just tell me what happened.
Nothing happened, mate. Nothing! And why did the lamp have to be there, of all the blooming pointless inquiries? It's my own place.
Because the lamp was always over here, Toad. It was over here, and now it's there. The space in the dust is from where you moved
I
it.
did some refiguring. Who fucking cares? Bloody hell, mate. Come on, get off with this. Could do a better job dusting, or no?
So what happened?
What happened?
There's fresh blood on the tip. I could smell it from the door.
I was poking the coals and it slipped a bit. Sliced up in my foot like a seashell. Looked like a shit ugly thing. Okay, Sheriff, now what?
Wait, you dropped it on your foot? You told me before that you cut your hand.
Yeah, no, I did cut my hand. I cut my hand first, and that made me drop the damn thing on my foot.
sorry I don't have a lot to say through this scene. It's doesn't really get too much involved with the overall narrative until
Oh my God, will you
a little
not
bit at the
make a
end when
big
you
faff
actually
out of
find out
this?
what's going on.
There's nothing to solve here, Sheriff. I'm telling you everything that happened.
Yeah, this is all
Why don't you
mostly
believe
just
me?
putting together the pieces.
I mean, things happen, you know.
This apartment's a goddamn mess, Toad. Looks like after a struggle or a fight. And I don't know why you cover for it. But I know you're lying about something.
But I'm not.
And you're just gonna make it worse for yourself the longer you keep up the act.
I'm not bullshitting you. Honest.
We'll see.
Okay, now we check this out. scratch marks on the windowsill. What are you two
What is
doing?
it now? If it's blood, you know what happened.
No, there's marks here on the windowsill. And what's that about?
Hey,
No real
you play nice
reason.
back there?
Just last night, when I'd come out, I was in a downright tizzy, mate, as you would be. And I plumb forgot the keys to this place. And I had to climb in through the bloody window.
Really?
Scared Junior off to death. You heard the new Shakin' Stevens album yet?
Thought you wouldn't need keys, since the lock's broken, so why'd you climb in through the window?
Huh?
Why'd you climb in through the window? You said it yourself. The lock's been rotten for weeks. You wouldn't have needed a key to get in.
Fucking hell. Just what are you on about, mate? After the state I was in, I didn't have me head, that's all it was. I forgot the fucking handle was fucking busted. And I'll tell you what else. It's embarrassing you bringing all this shit up, alright? So quit it with a third degree and all that. Bigby, come on, I'm begging for mercy over here, old boy. I was looking forward to a nice afternoon, just me and me son, and you've taken up enough of a day with all this sniffing around at me private belongings. I'm sorry I called, really I am. But will you please just bugger off?
Not yet.
Not yet? No one fought anyone, Bigby. There wasn't any scrap. So when? When are you gonna leave? I mean, I feel like I'm on trial here.
When? When you start telling me the truth, Toad.
Well, I've told you the truth, mate. Jesus Christ, what more do you want?
Toad, these stories have made no sense. You didn't cut yourself on the poker. You didn't forget your keys. You didn't bump the lamp off the table. You want to tell me what's going on?
She doesn't think much of me, I don't think.
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Progress? Mr. Toad, you're bleeding.
Take off the hat.
It was that butcher, a Tweedle, Damo D. You gotta strip them down to their johnnies before you can tell which is which. He come bulging in, screaming about something the woodsman had. Or thought he had, I don't know. He tore up the place, beat me up when I said I didn't have it. And if you had come in when I asked you to, maybe he wouldn't have had the nerve to strong-arm me boy.
No,
You
it would
hurt
have played
poor
out
Junior.
exactly the same.
How awful.
What the hell does he care? It's always the same with you, isn't it, Big B? If I'm in trouble, need help, if I call about something, you always take the livelong day to get here. What if he done something worse, eh? I'm tired of feeling trivial, mate. A
Yeah,
lot of
and
us
it's
are.
obviously
We're
a common
sorry,
theme.
TJ. Really. We were lucky.
Just
it
how
didn't go
bad
any further.
everything is in this community.
Do you know what he was looking for?
I
And
had no
how
idea.
completely understaffed and
I wanted to, really, I did.
underprepared
But he said if
they
all
are
of
to
us ever
actually
got back to him,
look
if he
after
ever thought
everybody.
you knew, or Miss White, he'd come back and kill
You know,
me.
it's basically
I even
Big
tried
B
to
is the
bastard a
only
cunt.
official
He wouldn't take
in,
it.
Who's coat?
involved in
The girl.
settling
Dad
any
borrows things
matters
from people who live here.
around this entire community.
Sometimes.
So,
I don't steal nothing.
this is another
Don't
clue
let
as
me
to what's going on.
astonish you, mate.
I
merely repossessed was
The whole reason
why.
why
Well, we'll
the
be
Deedles,
taking the coat now.
the
If she
Tweedles,
has
were
next of
here
kin,
looking
family,
for
anyone.
something is presumably because they were looking for the coat that he's about to bring out of the chimney. As another follow-up, trying to find information that the girls were keeping. And I'm presuming that the reason why it's here is because she took it on her appointment to see the woodsman, but with all the stress and strain and being on a deadline trying to get money for to pay her fees or fulfill her debts or whatever, that they're keeping her under their thumb with, keeping her in more or less sexual slavery over. She just forgot the coat, left it at the woodsman's, or left it at this apartment anyway, and Toad just went in, basically stole it as like some form of compensation for all the chaos that was going on in his tenement building. And Woody wasn't there. Hoodie wasn't, was kind of off stumbling around the neighborhood with a axe wound in his head and in a drunken stupor trying to, I guess, lick his wounds and drink away some of his sorrows at the bar that he frequents. Trying to console himself over everything that had happened and how he wasn't able to get together with Lily that night.
What do you want to do with it?
I'm sorry, Faith.
What could she have been sorry for?
I don't know. But maybe Lawrence does.
Well, it's been quite a surprising day for all of us, hasn't it? I'd see you out, but I'm afraid of dripping any more blood in the place.
It was very nice talking to you, TJ.
Thanks. See ya.
And don't worry about what happened earlier. Just feel better, okay?
And if you're looking for the woodsman, try down at the Trip Trap.
Does it always go that smoothly?
Not often.
So, split a cab?
Sure. I can only go to the Trip Trap for now anyway.
Not because of what Toad said.
Hopefully the woodsman's there. Or, I don't know, someone who will know where to find it. It's my best lead.
Our only lead, really.
When you put it that way.
Okay, and some more character building stuff here.
Every time I think I'm getting a handle on what's going on, things just get more complicated. It feels like we're always a step behind.
The woodsman is the only lead we've got, and he was one of the last people to see Faith alive. Getting some answers out of him will start to clear things up.
I hope you're right. Bigby, be honest with me. Who do you think did this? I know it's still early, but I just feel a step behind. It's an uncomfortable feeling. I can't tell if you don't know or just won't say. You look tired. Seeing all this today, there are fables that are struggling worse than I'd imagined. We pay so much attention to the residents of the woodlands. You forget there's a whole community out there to serve. To have to turn to prostitution. I wish there was more we could do. This isn't how I thought it would be. But Crane runs things his own way. I don't know. It's just a broken system. The Fables who walk in through the back door like Bluebeard, we have all the time in the world for them. You try and come in through the front door, through the proper channels, asking for anything, needing help. Well, I turn you away. Now things are worse off than they've ever been.
Well, that's not true.
Right. We've had it worse, but not by much. Maybe this isn't for me.
You should stick it out. There are Fables that would give up a lot to be in the position you're in, and I think it's easier to change something from the inside.
You're telling me change comes from within.
Sure.
Not the advice I imagined hearing from you.
I'm full of surprises.
Maybe you should handle this one.
Come on.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Bigby. Just be careful, please.
The same goes for you.
I will.
Hey, Bubba. Come here, baby. Come have a cuddle with Daddy. You silly cats.
What do you want, Sheriff? Oh, well, I guess I'm not worthy of a response.
Look, I'm not even gonna ask where he is now, okay? I just want to know the last time he was here. That's all.
Who?
I'm being nice, so try again.
He hasn't been here for a few weeks. No, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he hasn't been here in a while, if he's been here at all, which... I don't know. Glad you came in for that.
A lot of these walk out the door?
Yeah, it's called advertising.
You get a refund?
Fuck you. The word's getting out.
Whose is that?
Someone who left.
A lot of stools in this place.
You gonna order something? Or you just here to bother my customers? You know what I mean.
Give me a Midas Gold.
You want a line?
Sure.
I think they have some at the bar down the street.
Think that's funny? Yep. Think it's fucking hilarious. It was all right.
Holly, you're out of paper towels in the... You and me been going at it for hundreds of years. I'm through fighting.
You're in luck. I decided to switch seats.
Okay, Grant.
It's funny. Just a minute ago, no one seemed to know who you were.
Yeah, well, everyone knows you. Big bad wolf. Now I'm the bad guy and you're sheriff. What kind of fucking world is that, huh?
Come on, Woody. Why'd you do it? No bullshit.
Same reason people do a lot of awful things. For money. I'd walk past her place for weeks. She didn't look like it. She had money.
I always like to take this option as well.
She wouldn't put up
Just to give a little backstory to, a little flavor to the woodsman's character. And a little bit about the relationship between him and Bigby.
There you are. Fucking things up for me. You were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wasn't there to save her. Hey, stop! This isn't what I want.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Woody! Shit ain't just about you. It's about this fucking lapdog.
The wrong option there to continue that dialogue. But yeah, if you remember, he's basically telling telling the story about how he wasn't there to save Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma. He was there to rob grandma's house.
Holly's sister goes missing. No one gives two shits about her.
And he gets an actually hero.
Waiting rooms, and that bitch Snow White looking right past me, then ushering me out the fucking door.
Yeah, you don't say the B word around me.
That all you got? Seemed to be enough. Don't be so sure. Oh, good.
It's very much a sensitive subject whenever someone says bitch around.
Should have walked out of here when you had the chance.
Bigby, for obvious reasons.
Don't worry about me.
He's had enough.
Alright, so we're gonna try to be the merciful soul this time. Try to keep those primal instincts under control. I'll only kick as much ass as I have to.
Whiskey. Double. Submit a damage report with my office. Fabletown will pay for this. Charge the drink on there, too. And the glass. Don't even think about it.
Is this the type of treatment I can expect if I let you take me in?
And of course, since we know the Tweedles are a lot more involved in this than the Woodsman is. And again, he's obviously here to look for information on Faith. So, we're gonna kick his ass too and take him in.
That's not necessary.
Yeah, it is.
Shit.
He's the one you want, not me.
Your brother won't be saving you this time. Come on. You're under arrest.
I told you I didn't do it.
And you've got nothing to worry about.
I don't really give a shit whether you did it or not. I know you're involved. I know what you're doing here. You're linked to this. And you're gonna give me some answers.
Do anything stupid, and I'll throw you down the witching well myself.
I'll be around about. The words will wear you out and out to spend the day away.
We had something very special.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's no option to skip these things sometimes.
Where's your brother?
Fuck you! Give me one good reason I should tell you anything. Where's the rest of them?
Serial killer.
Oh my.
A serial killer? Oh God, it's one of us.
Wait, the woodsman's still walking the streets.
We've got to put a lid on this. If you can't manage it, I'll find someone who can.
I found out where she's been staying.
I know she's here. You must have seen her. What are the two of you hiding?
Thanks for not saying anything.
Doesn't matter. Maybe you just want to punish someone. We can arrange that.
And obviously they didn't have
friend on friend.
They didn't have Georgie's voice actor cast at this point. And I feel sometimes that there's certain elements in the narrative that they kind of put together as they were going along. Like, I don't think they had it all finally worked out this deeply into the game development. I mean, obviously everybody's gonna go for Georgie once they know what the outcome is. Okay, so let's not fuck around. Get straight into episode 2. Yeah, so again, you see Narissa there front and center, Georgie in the background. Wah, 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 wah. And
Mr.
Toad,
Toad?
point out a few more reasons.
Do something, Bigby, before he completely tears up the place.
To support my theory.
Whoa, 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 hey, hey!
You've got something on your face.
Fuck are you talking about, you stupid
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Please, Bigby. Promise me you won't tell Beast you saw me. It's not what you might be thinking.
Have you seen my wife? Have you seen Beauty? Motherfucker.
And so again,
come with me.
It's all kind of a it's all kind of.
Don't interrupt me, Miss Snow.
You asked me a question.
Don't change the subject. You are to blame for this unpleasantness, Miss Snow.
No,
I get confused sometimes.
He's
I lose my train of thought because I'm trying to pay attention to the story and also compose my thoughts. But yeah, it's very much a sort of connected
I'm looking for
deal
the
thing with the
he's not here.
Ollie, you're out of
with the
paper
sleazy
towels in
hotel,
there.
the
They're
open
gonna
arms,
string me up.
and
You said it looks fucking
and the
bad.
strip
It
club,
looks really
the
bad,
pudding and
but I
pie that
didn't
Georgie
do
and
it.
Vivian
All right.
are
I
in
got
charge of.
$100 for the first bloke that can tell me something about a girl named. Fuck, man.
This fucking lapdog. He comes sniffing around this place. The rich fucks in the woodlands need a shake to her. Ain't that right, Bigby?
Now things are worse off than they've ever been.
Well, that's not true.
Right. We've had it worse, but not by much.
So some of these episodes are shorter than others. At least they play a little shorter than others. And I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can, both for the sake of the stream, for the audience. You know, I don't particularly think you guys should be sitting around for 10 full hours just to listen to me talk, or not talk for the majority of it. But also I've got some other personal matters to attend to later in the day, so
just cooperate and
let's
answer
try
the
and
questions. You can go home.
make this as
Maybe get some
clean and
sleep.
concise
How are
as
you
we
feeling?
can.
I know it's been a long night for you.
Stonewalling.
Nice.
And again, as I mentioned, this character here
Look,
was probably supposed
I
to.
know what you must be going
Was
through.
apparently supposed to have
Really, I
a
do.
larger role,
But I
but
could use your
just
cooperation.
didn't kind of hit in with the kind of story they were trying to tell.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
And allegedly they might be trying to work her into the sequel game.
Are you okay? You don't look so good. Detective Brannigan?
I'm Detective Brannigan.
Yeah, I know. I just said that. Is there something?
Do you hear that? Please. Please. I'm sorry. Just make it stop, please.
Yeah, again, I think there was probably supposed to be more going on with these video cameras. Because obviously this is very suspicious. All the shit that's going on. And,
it's just a memory wipe spell. Very expensive.
all this stuff
the
they're
whole
talking
station
about.
will forget the last 24 hours and everything they saw at the Woodlands. Well, hurry up.
Like, the spell might work on people, but that's no guarantee it won't. It'll work on the video cameras, and you would think that would be something that they'd follow up on, but it's just kind of cut out of the story altogether. Again, another way I think they were kind of making this piecemeal. Didn't have all the elements figured out. Yeah, if you're waiting for me to thank you, not gonna happen.
We found Tweedledee chained up to a post. That was your doing, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you detained him. Dee was at the trip trap when Snow was left at the Woodlands, so he couldn't possibly be involved in this mayhem. Bluebeard's currently interrogating him, and he hasn't said anything useful. And, Bigby, we have to tread carefully here. We can't implicate an innocent man, and people are already worried about your
he's
conduct.
not innocent.
As of late. I mean, he hasn't appeared to know anything yet.
Yeah, that's because he's holding out on you. Also, 'cause he's a dumb fuck. He's a henchman.
I know what you're thinking, Bigby. It's been one full night and a slice of morning, and I already miss her too.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
You know,
Stop,
I never get more
motherfucker.
homesick than when one of us dies. And now, for it to be Snow, I've never been good with these sorts of things. I just can't believe this is really happening. Our stories used to be so simple. We had a beginning, a middle, and an end. But ever since we moved to this awful city, everything's gotten so confused. Did she give any indication to what she was thinking when you saw her last, I mean? I don't know why, but I'd like to know that she was, I guess, fine, I suppose. I just want to make sure that she wasn't going looking for trouble, that's all. I don't know what else to say, Bigby. We have to put an end to this. It's been 2 murders in as many days. If we don't unearth our culprit, and soon, there will likely be another on our doorstep tonight.
I'll get it done.
Please, Bigby. For Miss White.
I got it.
Alright, so I might just take a quick break here before this interrogation gets underway.
Come on, just tell me what I want to know. It will make things a lot less painful for you, in theory.
Oh, were you planning on using that? I just thought you really liked rubbing your little sword.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Alright, be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. You know, I think probably the silent option here is also going to be the most violent. So, we're going to see how that plays out. Excuse me. And it's obviously not going to be, well, for Tweedledee here. Don't know how guilty I should feel about that. It's not exactly the good thing to do here. It's not exactly the professional option. But, on the other hand, like, we know for a fact this guy is involved in the exploitation and corruption of Fabletown. We know that he's a hired henchman. We know that he's a thug only posing as a detective, a private investigator. And we know that he's in the employ of the Crooked Man, who is responsible for the murder of these young women who've been put in a desperate situation specifically by him. So, I don't know that I'm going to have too much sympathy for these guys. If I do tend to get a bit rough on them. In fact, I think maybe just for a little bit of emotional satisfaction, I'm probably going to beat the shit out of all of these nasty motherfuckers who've been taking advantage of people.
Hello, Ichabod. Sheriff.
Bluebeard.
I was just chatting with our new friend.
You were supposed to wait for us to get back. I told you, if you want to be involved, you will do things my way. No violence!
Whatever you say, Ichabod.
Hello, Big B.
I want answers, D.
Oh, goody. I thought you wanted questions, and I was having so much trouble thinking of any good ones. Though I'd settled on, how's your head?
You see what I've been
you
dealing
tell me.
with? What are you going to do about this, Bigby?
Please, try to be serious, D. Snow White is dead.
Look, I didn't kill anyone.
And I'm supposed to just believe you.
You were with me when it happened, dummy.
I still have questions for you, D.
Sounds like a personal problem.
This is ridiculous.
Let him work. He's got more experience with these kinds of things.
You know I saw you at Faith's apartment. What were you doing there?
Girl's got air conditioning. You can't imagine what it's like living in a little
Hold on. I'm, in fact, not satisfied with that. So let's just start the whole scene over again. I am become wrath. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's probably a lot of seven influences in this game. A lot of things from the David Fincher movie.
On using that? I just thought you really liked rubbing your little sword.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Hello, Ichabod. Sheriff.
Bluebeard.
I was just chatting with our new friend.
You were supposed to wait for us to get back. I told you, if you want to be involved, you will do things my way. No violence!
Whatever you say, Ichabod.
Hello, Big B.
I want answers, D.
Oh, goody. I thought you wanted questions, and I was having so much trouble thinking of any good ones. Though I'd settled on, how's your head?
You see
You
what
funny
I've been
guy,
dealing
Sully.
with?
I'm glad you have a sense
That's
of
why I'm going to
humor.
kill you
I
last.
hope that means you're willing to cooperate. Snow White is dead.
Look, I didn't kill anyone.
And I'm supposed to just believe you.
You were with me when it happened, dummy.
I still have questions for you, D.
Sounds like a personal problem.
You know I saw you at Faith's apartment. What were you doing there?
Girl's got air conditioning.
Don't be a smartass.
D. Let's get to know each other.
Just let me go, all right? I don't have any answers for you.
Well, let's go straight up.
What's that you've got? What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah. So, you're gonna tell me everything
Fuck, Bigby. Don't make me
about
look
why
at that.
this happened.
Just put that away. Please. I don't want to see that.
You're gonna look. You're gonna look until you start talking.
What?
Just tell me what you were doing at Faith's apartment.
Look, Bigby, we're not on opposite sides here. My brother and I are trying to get to the bottom of things. Same as you.
No, you're not.
Your brother. Where was he?
You're trying to
last
cover
night?
things up.
I can't say. He could have been anywhere.
Take your best guess.
He didn't do it, if that's what you're thinking.
Then where is he?
No, I'm not sending you after my brother. Look, I answered your question. Can I get my stuff back now?
What did you find on him?
Oh, nothing of consequence, really.
Anyone can see this isn't working.
You always carry this much cash?
I've got a lot of laundry to do this week. What's it to you? I better get that back.
I'm declaring a tax on uncooperative troublemakers.
You taking out a loan? You might not like the interest on that.
You'll need to account for that. You can't just... There are procedures to be followed.
Yeah, that's
We'll talk about it
especially rich coming from
So
somebody
where's
who
your
is
brother?
embezzling
Look, mate,
Fabletown
I'd like
funds.
to help. I would, but I can't tell you where he is. Last time I saw him, we split up, and I went to find Faith. I don't know where he is now, but he didn't kill anybody. Just leave him out of this.
You mentioned Faith?
Look, I went to her apartment. That's no secret. You saw me.
No, there's more to it. You said you were trying to find something.
All right, Dee, since you never answered my first question, what did you want from Faith?
Sorry, I can't help you. I'm not saying any more about it.
Now, what do I
Come
want
on,
to do?
Big B. We both know this isn't going anywhere.
So, I could punch him in the face. I can smash a wine bottle across his face, or I could burn him with his car.
Can we move this along?
So,
If you need some
I think
assistance, I'd
the
be more than
most-
happy to provide some.
The least violent option I could do right now
You mind loosening those?
is just tightening the
Barely
straps.
feel my fingers. Ah. Real cute, you prick.
What are you doing?
Getting answers.
I told you to keep yourself under control.
Let me handle this. What did you want from Faith?
I didn't want shit from that little thief. More trouble than she's worth.
I could say the same about you.
Oh, yeah? Untie me and see how much trouble I am.
That's enough.
Are you going to tell us what she stole from you? Or is that some big secret as well?
She didn't steal anything from me, jackass. It was from my boss.
What did you say?
Interesting.
So let's talk about your boss, then. Come on, Dee. It's clear you're just following orders. So who's calling the shots?
No, I'm fucking done.
All right.
You have no right to keep me here. I didn't do anything.
Yep, let's just smack him around.
Fuck! So, this is how it's gonna be.
Last chance, Dee. Who are you working for?
Fuck you! You're a piece of shit, Bigby. Beauty was right about you. You're just a sick...
Beauty? You're full of shit.
Oh, we're good friends.
That's enough.
I will not tolerate this savagery. You think someone was trying to kill Snow? Isn't it more likely someone was trying to get back at you by killing her? It's your violent behavior and inability to control your nature that caused this mess.
Fuck you! Don't put this on me!
What's going on down here? What the hell was going on down there, Bigby? Abusing a prisoner like that. I thought you could control yourself.
Things got out of hand.
Seems to be happening a lot lately. Buffkin told me what happened at the Trip Trap. I hope it was worth your time. After a conversation in the taxi last night, I got a call from Toad. He said his son found a body. We thought it was Faith at the time. Getting her back here wasn't easy, but hopefully we'll find something on her to help us track down the killer. Or at least to figure out who she is, if it's not Faith's body.
Snow?
What is it?
I'm glad you're not dead.
Me too. I just want to get to the bottom of this. I just feel like...
What is it?
I feel responsible in a way. She looked just like me. And maybe that's why she was killed. We just have to find out who did this. And why she was glamored to look like me. I mean, that's what it is, right? So, what's our next move? If we're going to work together on this, you need to actually talk to me. I mean, what do you expect me to do? Sit around the business office twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the big bad wolf to solve all my problems?
I'm the sheriff, Snow. I go out and do the dirty work to keep you all safe.
And what am I here for then? I'm not going to be an errand girl for Crane anymore.
I just want you to be careful. I almost lost you once.
I'm not yours to lose. I'm sorry. I know it's dangerous, but I'm not helpless. I can take care of myself. I've been doing it for centuries. TJ is waiting inside. He was so freaked out last night, he wouldn't tell us much. Even now, he just stops talking altogether after a certain point. He's pretty shaken up, though, so try not to be too, you know.
So again, nice to kids, nasty to bad motherfucker. Nasty to,
TJ's over there. I don't know if you want to talk to him first or after, but let me know when you're ready to see the body.
Abusers, probably best way to say it.
Buffkin, do you have a second?
Of course, Miss Snow.
Alright. Yeah, let's see how these tarot cards inform us again.
Well, that's appropriate.
Just through the heart.
The moon. Usually this is about deception or confusion. But for me, well, who knows?
Yep. So again, some of the main themes of the game.
I hope you can find what you're looking for.
Yeah, so there's probably
Antacids. Maybe this has been harder on him than
more
I thought.
symbolic meaning to those. But I'm not familiar with how the tarot works.
Snow's perfume. I will get to the bottom of this.
Okay. So let's go talk to TJ.
Oh, that's enough. Mirror, vanish, cancel!
What the hell are you doing?
Don't even get started with me, Sheriff.
What's going on?
I saw what you did down there. Is that how you treat your prisoners? I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to give Tweedledee a good smack after what he put me through. But what you did to him was way over the bloody line. You scared the shit out of me, little boy. He
Why
saw
were you watching?
everything.
Okay, Mr. Toad.
No. I want an explanation.
And what did you expect to see?
I thought maybe I'd catch you on the shitter. But I saw something worse, didn't I?
That's enough. Mr. Toad, I deeply regret the distress this has caused you and your son. But right now, we need to carry on with the investigation. I will be happy to speak with you about your concerns later, but you must understand how urgent this is. We need to talk to TJ.
This ain't over, Big B.
TJ. It's all right. Are you ready to talk to Mr. Wolf?
Watch yourself, Big B. You do anything to hurt me, boy.
It's okay.
This won't take long.
Go ahead, TJ.
I go swimming at night sometimes, in the river. I wasn't doing anything bad, I promise.
Of course you weren't.
We know you're a good kid, TJ. You're okay.
Just tell me what you saw.
I was there, under the big blocks, and I heard noisy feet. And when I hear that, I'm supposed to go underwater and stay real still and quiet.
That's right, son.
Then I saw... I saw the lady.
It's okay, son.
Take your time.
The lady fell in. But she didn't have her head on. I thought she was gonna pull me down too. Cause she had rocks on her feet, and she kept falling down in the dark parts.
Cinder blocks tied to her ankles. Is there more, TJ?
Is it true? You know when people are lying? I heard you could do that. That's why you're the sheriff.
Is there something else you want to tell us, TJ?
Please, don't be mad.
What is it, TJ?
I didn't stay under the water.
What?
I know I'm supposed to, but I was scared, and I went to the top again. I couldn't help it.
I gave you very specific rules. You have to stay quiet and out of sight or bad things can happen. I told you. It's dangerous out there. If someone saw you...
Toad, please. He's been through enough.
We'll discuss this when we get out.
So you didn't stay underwater?
I don't know if anyone saw me, but someone said, stop laughing.
So I'm presuming what happened with
I was
this
scared,
is that
and I went under for as long as I could.
it's Georgie taking care of it.
You heard someone?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell us before?
I didn't want to be in trouble.
Were those
And,
the same words they used?
like,
Stop laughing?
He couldn't find.
Try to remember
He had to do his
exactly
own
what they
investigation,
said-
knowing what they were
said,
doing at the open arms.
Stop laughing.
But he couldn't
at
find
me.
any of the stuff they had.
Did you see who it was?
No.
Did you hear anything else?
No.
So, I'm guessing that.
He's frightened.
Okay, TJ.
I'm guessing that
Sorry.
he was
Came up again.
saying
There
that
was
shit
no one
about
there, and I
stop
ran
laughing at
home,
me
that's
because
all.
he was
I promise.
embarrassed and outwitted
I want to go home.
Okay, you can go.
by the girls. And he knew it was all going to come down on his head.
Okay, son. Let's get you home.
You did a good job, kid.
Big sook.
Come on, then.
What are you meowing about, crybaby? You want Daddy to give you a cuddle? Come on.
That went about as well as I expected. You want to go look at the body now?
In a minute.
When you're ready.
Yeah. Whoops.
Hey, mirror.
Give you some belly rubs.
Hello, Big B. Nice to see you.
You probably knew Snow was alive the whole time, didn't you?
Possibly so, but the moment has passed. You didn't rhyme, and you never asked. But as you know, I'm quite prolific, if you want me to show you someone specific.
The woodsman and I were fighting. Now I want to know where he's hiding. Well, that's helpful. Where can I find Tweedledum? That piece of scum.
Alright. Don't think there's anything else here that's of any help. So, let's go. Wham, 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 wham. Oh, kitty bit. Oh, we like the wobbles. Oh, we like the wobbles, don't we?
So, check out anyone who fits that profile. You might start with Bluebeard.
Right away, Miss Snow.
Are you ready to examine the body now?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I almost forgot.
Come on. Wow. I didn't realize... I've never seen her face before now.
It's just a body, Snow. If you can't do this...
No, I'll be fine. I want to be here. The glamour is so effective, it's invasive. But just do what you need to do. Check her mouth. There might be a ribbon in there, like before. Anything?
Nothing.
Can you close her mouth? Thanks.
Yep, so of course this is Lily that we're doing the investigation on. And we can tell from the wound that it's the same kind of mark that...
But there was nothing in her mouth this time. Do you think it was done by the same person?
Faith, in giant inverted
Swinehart
quotes,
ever get back to you about
was killed
No.
by.
He said he wanted to run more tests.
And presumably you need to, Dr. Swinehart needs to run more tests because the glamour faded. And he wasn't able to identify it because he didn't have the head.
Don't wear a brooch like that.
Maybe it really belonged to her. Not part of the glamour.
Looks like something from the homelands.
Or at least
Buck,
the,
do you recognize these symbols?
No,
had changed.
nothing I've seen before.
Anything else?
You got your perfume right.
How would she know? How do you know what perfume I wear?
You can't fool this nose. Also, I saw the bottle on your desk.
Anything else we can learn from this?
Be a bruise.
Yeah, so presumably what happened is Georgie found Lily at the appointment she was supposed to make or whatever. Couldn't find the information. Lily wouldn't give it up, so he strangled her and then took the ribbon off and killed her. And that, by the way, now's as good a time as any to get into it. But the whole thing with the ribbons is based on another urban legend. Goes by many various names, and was apparently a part of a collection of children's horror stories called... was a story that's most well known as the Velvet Ribbon, and that's also what informs Vivian's character. So the whole thing was about basically a man who meets a woman who constantly wears a ribbon around her neck and will never take it off and will never tell why, and the guy becomes obsessed with the woman and with the ribbon. He wants to know why she always wears it, why she'll never take it off. And they eventually marry, and at some point the husband convinces her to take the ribbon off, and with it comes her head. And it's a story, I guess, about the dangers of obsession and of digging too deep into the past. It's also supposedly a it's also supposedly got a history to do with sex workers in the past who were recognizable for wearing like chokers and scarves around their necks in like revolutionary France, which is also, of course, a the time of the guillotine in its most prolific use, I guess. I use the word prolific a lot, and I'm not always sure whether I'm using it correctly. And it's also about the dangers of like. It's a story about digging into secrets and being mistrustful of women, and and in particular, like, if it's a sex worker, they've got a certain degree of confidentiality, I guess, with the people that she sleeps with and the people that employ her and all these sorts of things. And, like, there's the inherent message of, like, you're better off not knowing. And it's also, like, a reminder of, like, the fragility of men who are obsessed with the pasts of women. Again, that sort of obsessive nature that you need to know everything about a woman's history, like where she's come from, what she's doing, like how many men she slept with is a common thing. And it's all like shit that doesn't really matter or shouldn't really matter, but people get obsessed with this stuff, and it ruins relationships, and it's just a toxic and dangerous idea. And it's also, like, I guess, deeply rooted in male aggression and in trauma. There's a lot going on with that specific tale, but it's another thing that is very much based on an urban legend and very much rooted into both the character and the story. And it informs everything that happens in the narrative. Which is, again, it's interesting to look at these sort of connections because it gives you an idea of how a narrative that's actually formed, like doing the research into these old stories and finding new ways to tell them and integrate them together. So let's move on. So we've got the rope marks. Legs.
She was tied up?
They tied cinder blocks to her ankles so she would sink. Oh.
Yeah, low budget.
Marks.
She used Mundy drugs?
Looks that way. Pretty heavily, too. I hear they only go for the legs if they've used up the veins in their arms, or if they're trying to hide the marks. Anyway, it means it's not a perfect match to your leg, unless...
Don't be ridiculous.
Maybe she was trying to compensate with that perfume.
Wait. If the glamour is supposed to make her look like me, shouldn't it be concealing things like track marks? That brooch, too. Why would it change everything else? I've never seen one this sloppy.
It might be a cheap one, just to get the job done.
The witches upstairs know what they're doing. That's why they cost so much. Unless someone is making glamours illegally?
It's not technically illegal, miss. It's not encouraged for sure, but there aren't any laws specifically forbidding it.
So there's some sort of black market for glamours?
One would assume so. I imagine anyone with access to the proper books and training could theoretically produce a glamour.
Yet another thing to worry about. Black market or not, it's a pretty good match. Look at that. The buttons aren't exact either. There's an extra one here.
Alright. We gotta get another clue.
So she fought back?
No marks on the knuckles.
Oh.
Maybe she was grabbing something?
Maybe.
Yeah, so that's probably like an involuntary response.
What are you doing?
Only way to find out.
Like when she was struggling and flailing.
Jesus, Bigby. What is it?
As Georgie was killing her.
Flowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Now
right.
we check the
These buttons are wrong.
vest.
I wonder.
What? Here.
It's not you, Snow. It's just a body.
Well, I certainly hope you're behaving yourself up here, now that you're done punching people. What have you found out?
Am I done? Am I done, Crane?
Well?
We're still looking.
Well, get on with it, then. We can't waste too much time here. The killer might be preparing another attack as we speak.
We should keep going.
Are you wearing silk lingerie, Snow?
Why do you want to know?
I'm just trying to see if the clothes are exact.
They're not.
Okay.
What is that?
She had the perfume with her. Looks like someone picked it out for her.
So, someone gave her instructions.
Yeah, so Crane
seen
had
things
this
like
whole
this
thing
before.
prepared.
It's definitely magic.
This whole
And
elaborate
witches don't usually
fantasy.
craft objects these days.
I don't think it's wise to fool around with that. It's some kind of black market magic. Who knows what it could do? We should have it looked at. Just to make sure it isn't dangerous. Don't you think? What?
There's something in here.
How do we open it? I assume it would have something to do with those rings on it?
And of course I mentioned the last time about the white deer. And
A deer. What does that mean?
the basis on another urban legend about a witch who terrorized farmers and pilgrims, mostly in Brookhaven, which I think is a suburb of New York, or somewhere in New York State.
Someone must have taken this from my apartment. I noticed it was missing, but I didn't think. This was the last picture I had of Rose and me. My sister and I don't talk much anymore. Who did this, Bigby?
And of course, here is the part where we find out that Snow is actually Lily, glamored to look like Snow.
Who is she? That wasn't there before. Who do you think she is? I don't know many trolls, I'm afraid.
Should have left them all back in the homelands.
She looks like Holly.
The owner of the Trick
Yeah, so I'm only just noticing now that
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure that's Holly.
It's not Holly, it's
a tattoo of Holly
Lily.
around her
She was
leg.
missing.
So the tattoo that Holly has must be a tattoo of
Who
Lily.
knows? She might know something about this. Who Lily was seeing.
Well, certainly another troll.
We should go.
Which is a neat little touch.
Why not?
To be
It's too dangerous.
show the connection
Someone tried
between
to
the two
kill you.
characters.
Bigby, you can't let her go out there with you. You'd be putting her life at risk.
If Snow wants to come with me, I'm not gonna stop her.
But
we should leave now. You ready?
Yeah.
This whole thing is complete bullshit, and always has been. I mean, what's his job, really?
To keep shit from reaching the woodlands. Jack, I don't know where they are.
You're a bar. You're supposed to have darts around.
And I normally do, but who knows where the fuck they went to after...
Come on, Holly. I need entertainment. This'll do. Miss White, I heard you had kind of a strange morning.
It's been kind of a strange morning for everyone, I think.
Every time I see this guy, he seems to lose weight. It's amazing. It really is. He loses weight and yet somehow keeps all the muscle.
Jack.
Wolfie, my dear, how are you? Because, you know, we were just talking about you. All of us. At the bar, here. About you. I'm dying to hear about the body that came out of the East River this morning. It was a fable, right? Oh, everyone knows.
Tweedledee was just here.
You said it looked like Snow White.
Crane.
Tweedledee said you arrested him for no earthly reason.
Yeah,
Kept
he
him
would
locked in
fucking
a
say
cellar
that.
all fucking night. He said you tortured him. Which, I don't know, that seems like a breach of your legislative duties. Bigby, come on. You can't be so dumb as
Jack,
to...
find the off button, now!
What is it with you two? You and Gran are all, let's get a posse together when there's no one around, but as soon as the big bad wolf walks in, your tails go between your legs. Cat got your nerve? What happened?
What happened? I'm tired is what happened.
Tired of what?
Of trouble, Jack. I'm sick and tired of trouble. I don't want any more. So just stop revving his motor, or wait outside, or fuck the hell off. I don't care which.
Bigby, look. 2 fables are dead. And shit, Gren's sister...
Holly's sister.
Holly's sister has been missing for what? A few days now? And we haven't heard word one about it from anyone. Hey, easy! Ah! Fuck! What'd I do? Ah!
Go fuck on up a beanstalk, Jackie boy.
Gren, you gotta learn some new lines. Let me tell you.
All right, then. Actually, have there been any updates?
I don't know how to say this to you, Holly.
woman we found in the river?
Who was it?
You know who it was.
God fucking damn it! Of course, the dear princess, Snow fucking White, is all safe and sound. Where were you when we reported this weeks ago, huh? Where are you when we ever fucking need you? If you'd give 1 ounce of a shit about her, about any of us, she might have been saved. She might have been cared for. She might have been...
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm sorry we found your sister this way, and I wish this had ended up better.
Yeah, again, this is all good stuff, like the emotional resonance of it. But it would probably probably hit a lot harder if we actually knew Lily as a character, as a person, instead of getting all this stuff secondhand.
Holly,
Get the fuck out of my bar.
I just want...
It should have been you. It should have been you, and it wasn't.
We recovered this from her personal effects. I thought you might like to have it.
I didn't know she still had this. The copper was from a dwarf mine. It's very rare and very old.
That was decent of you.
Gren.
Yeah?
Take off for a bit, would you?
Are you sure?
I don't know that much about her life. Honestly, we didn't talk often. She was lost here in the city. She just got swept away by it. She was hooking to pay down debt. It ate me up to see her that way. We just didn't see eye to eye on things. Eventually, the only people she owed were at her work. You know, that shithole club, the Puddin' and Pie. The owner, Georgie, with all his fucking fees. It's a crock of shit. That's how they kept her under their thumb.
Yeah, so that's the first indication we get of how bad the situation was down there.
Holly, it's okay. If it's too much, we don't have to do this.
Fees, huh? What kind of fees?
Sounds like one of those old company store kinds of ploys, designed to entrap people by keeping them in debt.
Exactly.
We can probably learn more at the club. We've got a lead. Maybe we can take it from here.
Lily.
Thanks for everything, Holly. Is there anything we can do to...
No, I'm better off dealing with things alone. I don't need sympathy and I don't need charity.
It's not charity. It's looking out for our own.
Is she... Where is she?
She's at the business office. She's taken care of.
I'm gonna have to go down there and get her. Fuck.
Please, we can handle the funeral arrangements.
No, it's a kind of... It's a formality with trolls. We burn our dead by sunrise, or... I don't know. Some old world shit will fuck your soul up.
Of course. That should be fine. Let's go down to the business office and start making the necessary preparations, all right? That club?
I'll go down there now. See what I can find out from the owner.
You were good with her. I'm impressed. Really, thanks. It just made everything easier.
yeah, did a real great job handling this situation. Yeah, so again, you got the fucking strip club right next to the, two doors down from the sleazy hotel. It's more or less a brothel situation. Yeah. And Vivian of here, of course, is the, her basis is in the whole urban legend about the velvet ribbon.
You're always welcome, of course. Is it business or pleasure? Or both? Yes, of course. You'd better talk to Georgie. You're in luck. He's here. Come on. I should warn you that Georgie does not like to be bothered when he's working.
I don't really give a fuck.
He's in kind of a mood right now. I mean, more so than usual. Then again, maybe he's not the only one.
Yeah, I'm kind of busy cleaning up his fucking mess, so I don't really give a shit about Georgie's fucking feelings.
Welcome to the Pudding and Pie, where we cater to the diverse tastes of the Fable community. Your pleasure is our pleasure. Your desires are our desires. Your imagination is the menu, and discretion is our guarantee.
Did you know Lily? She worked here?
My lips are sealed. You'd better ask Georgie.
Yeah, and as I mentioned here, my theory is that by this point, Nerissa here is actually a glamoured Faith.
You look like you're trying to take a
And is,
shit. Who's gonna want
it
that?
also adds an element of
You fucking dozy bitch.
what's going on in this scene, and that she's having to practice her strip routine.
It's your face. You have to smile. You never smile.
Where she's incorporating moves like the fucking the flapping of the limbs. You know, that's reminiscent of A Mermaid's Tale. And I think she's probably having to do all this rehearsal, partly because it's not actually Nerissa doing this routine.
For fuck's sake. You, stay right there. Don't even think about sitting down. We're not finished.
Leave her alone, asshole.
Sure, whatever you say.
Always got to get my little Emilio Estevez in the Breakfast Club
What do you want then? You here for a little taste? Tell you
bit in there.
Come back after midnight, maybe. I can hook you up. Or, knowing you, she's probably not quite your style. You'd prefer someone who can take a bit of a beating.
I'm not here for that.
Oh, I'm not here for that. Just stopped in for the chips, then. Jesus, Bigby, you're so corny. I love it, though. No, seriously, I love it.
Once again, all the little background set dressing touches to give you an indication, to foreshadow who Nerissa's supposed to be.
I know why you're here.
Are you sure?
Listen, Sheriff. Around here, we can't afford to wait for you and your swanky pals to take an interest. We have to look out for each other. When shit happens, I hear about it.
Yeah, so this is another place
my livelihood.
that's full of a lot of evidence I feel like supports my theory.
She was a troll.
No, I mean glamour to look like another fable.
Yeah? Well, so what? Who gives a toss? People get up to all kinds of things when nobody's watching. It's their own business.
You know, it's illegal to impersonate another fable.
It's frowned on.
It's illegal as long as I don't like it.
The 13th floor would never provide a glamour like that. It's strictly black market stuff.
Ooh, black market, is it? How exciting. This is exactly what I would expect from a thug like you. Storm in, throw around a bunch of accusations, try to scare people. But you've got fuck all to back it up. And we're all just meant to jump any time the wolf shows his teeth. He used to be something, you know. Now look at him.
Nothing to back it up? Well, what the fuck is this then?
Get that out of my face.
I found it on Lily's body, and it's definitely a back alley job. Where did she get it?
You've got this all wrong. If Lily was doing a special glamour, it wasn't for me. For fuck's sake, I want that kind of eat.
Who was she doing it for then?
She had clients, Bigby. Maybe one of them was into it. A lot of fucked up people in Fabletown.
Yeah, and you're
Try looking in the mirror.
in range all the clients.
Anyway, now what to do with me?
You keep records of them.
Go on then.
You're the one who runs this fucking place.
You're gonna hit me? Go ahead. That's what you want to do, right? That's what you came here for, right? That's what you like. Oh no, fuck! You! Take your sad fucking face where I can't see it! Bloody bastard fucking shit! You proud of yourself, mate? Proud of your little mess?
Yeah,
Fucks.
I am actually.
Fuck off, Hans.
Hold on a minute. Hans, is it?
Hans just cleans up and provides a little muscle when we need it. He's not going to know anything about the girls and their clients or any of that. No one knows. Don't you get it? It's by design. Discretion is our guarantee, right? And the way we get
So again, it's a
no one knows anything they don't have to know.
It's a
Including
scheme.
Me. I cover my eyes and take my cut. End of story.
Why not look it up?
It's a scheme to
Isn't there a little book with all the stuff about
keep
the girls
people
and all that written in
You're
it?
a fucking moron.
chained, keep people
There
trapped.
is no book. And
in
as
this,
for you, Hans, we need to work on your communication skills.
situation of
Fairly good idea
basically
where to start.
sexual slavery.
Hey, that's my personal property. Sure, go ahead. Do what comes naturally.
Tell me about the book.
You haven't got the slightest clue about anything. Hey, now.
Cut the crap, Georgie. I want the book Hans is talking about.
Hans is confused. Again. Don't even think about it.
Look, Georgie, why don't you just tell me where the book is?
Can we please not go round and round about this? There's no book. End of story.
Quit lying to me, Georgie.
Do not touch that. You hear me? It's nothing to do with you.
There's still time for you to just cough it up.
I'm sorry, Sheriff, but there's no handy magic book with everything you want to know jotted down inside. I sincerely wish there was. Maybe it would get you off me back.
Well, well, what's this? Looks like a floor safe.
I wouldn't know. It was here when we moved in. I don't have a key to it. Sheriff, will you come on? Fuck's sake, I've got to open up in a few hours.
Give it to me.
You're a big bad bastard. We get it. Everyone's guilty. We fucking get it. Jesus, you're killing me. I'm begging you. I'll pay you.
2 women are dead.
Then quit being a bloody idiot. Come on, mate. Leave it. There's nothing there for you.
you might want to stand back.
All right, all right, all right. Bloody come on, then. Prick. Once again, don't get your hopes up. There's nothing in here that'll tell you anything. But it's a kick to the balls for me and my club, so we can be happy about that.
Here, this is Lily's last entry. So tell me, Georgie, who's this Mr. Smith?
Oh dear. I'm afraid it might be a fake name, Bigby. Secrecy is sort of how this all works. Even Ants knows that.
Mr. Rogers.
What's 207? Room number?
I don't fucking know. Millimeters, maybe?
Don't bullshit me, Georgie. This is your book. Your girls.
I'm not their fucking secretary. I give them a stage. I give them music. I provide an erotic venue to attract and retain clients.
I said don't
But let's
bullshit
be
me,
clear on
Georgie.
something. The girls make the arrangements with their clients, not me. The girls. They're the ones with the Mr. Smiths.
Yeah, this
and
is all
Joneses
just double
and
talk
Mr.
to
X
try and
types.
hide
Whatever
your
happens
own,
outside the club, that's on them. I log the business,
to
take
try and
my cut,
distance yourself
and I'm out.
from the
Now,
situations
I've
you
had quite
put
enough
them
of you
in.
and your bullying. Excuse me while I call your superiors to make a complaint.
You know, it's passing the buck.
Hello? Business office?
There's that money I gave.
58.
The faith. And I'm confiscating all this money. Because fuck the crooked man and his operations.
Yeah, that's right.
And before we get into this next little part, I'm just going to take a quick
I
break.
want to talk to the deputy mayor.
So I'll be back in a second. So I was just fixing myself a quick snack to tide me over for the rest of the stream. Let's do back into it. So, this scene that we're about to enter is one that's really heavy on subtle details that I feel supports my theory about what actually happened. I was just thinking about how, in really good mysteries, like I feel this one is, like, they'll give you enough details to tell you the basics, you know, to solve the mystery, to solve the murder mystery, or whatever it is, but they'll intentionally leave a lot of things vague, so you never really get the whole story, but they'll also leave enough, like, little details, little subtle details, that will actually enable you to put the pieces together for yourself. So as you can see here, this is the basic little trio that gets formed of Nerissa, you got Lily here, and Faith over here. So that's our little trio that's been trying to break out of this enslavement that we've been caught in. And let's see. This, there's, I think, some evidence here that really supports the theory that, of what happened on the night that Faith was supposedly murdered and left on the steps of the woodlands.
Thanks for covering for me tonight. Let's
so this detail obviously is talking about how...
Looks like they both saw one of Lily's clients.
This detail is talking about how Faith was covering for Lily that night and seeing the woodsman. It's getting a little hot in here, so I'm just putting up the AC. And then you've also got, obviously, Lily's cover here. And then you've got this little broken into jewelry box.
Lock's been busted open.
You know, it's obviously has been broken into quite furiously.
Broken open, but there isn't even a lock.
There's obviously been something fairly dramatic that's gone on here, and my presumption, based on everything that's gone on in the plot, you know, you've got Nerissa's area cleared out here, but Faith's stuff is still here for some reason. So my presumption, based on these little clues and the way that details play out over the story, which I will again point out, is that what actually happened on the night when Faith, in inverted commas, was killed is that Nerissa, like is mentioned at the end of the game, she ratted them out. She told Georgie what they planned to do, you know, what leverage they had over the Crooked Man. She was hoping they would show her some mercy, but she obviously realized the Crooked Man had directed Georgie to take care of business, which basically meant to kill her. So my supposition is that before Faith ever actually got in to see him, that Nerissa got to her first, cut her off, basically sort of told her the situation, and quickly formulated a plan to save her life while sacrificing herself in Faith's place. And it involved, you know, the glamour tubes. It's involved like the different aspects that go into them, the hair, the photos or whatever. So basically raiding Faith's effects here, so she could get some materials to make the glamour effective. And then she could pose as Faith, and also give her the means to pose as Nerissa, so that she could take her place and be sacrificed, essentially murdered by Georgie in Faith's place, and that Faith is still going along in the masquerade of Nerissa, which again harkens back to her own origin story, in which she was forced to use this magical element to escape the situation where she was going to be forced to marry her own father. So it's all these little subtle details, like where the story is telling you things that it's telling you things that are not as crucial to the solving of the case, but are just like these little subtle hints that can allow you to figure out the real truth behind what was going on all along. When it's introducing things like how you can find dead people, using the magic mirror, but you can't find Faith, even though she's supposedly dead. The magic of the ribbons that they're all forced to wear at this club, that's preventing them from speaking and keeping their identities concealed and all this stuff as a means of discretion, but it's also keeping them basically in enslavement. And it's showing you how glamours work and all this stuff. Like, it's telling you things explicitly, but it's also telling you things in subtext to lead you to these conclusions.
Excuse me.
I heard you out there. I don't remember ever seeing you here before.
I didn't have a reason to come here before.
Yeah. You're trying to place me. They used to call me the Little Mermaid. Once upon a time. Does that help?
What do they call you now?
Whatever makes them happy. My name is Nerissa.
Well, Nerissa, I've got some questions.
Of course you do. I don't have
there's
answers.
even things
You'll have
about
to find those yourself.
the way the actress puts emphasis on certain words.
Did you see Lily last night? Where she
Saying
went?
things like, they used to call me the Little Mermaid.
We can't talk about work.
This is a murder case.
I mean, can't. These lips are sealed. Discretion is our guarantee. It's how things work here. By design.
This is what I need to know about. Lily's last entry. Who's Mr. Smith? Where's room 207? I have to know.
These lips. Sheriff Wolf, would you like to make an
It's also like,
appointment with me?
because of the nature of the spell, she can't just tell you anything. It's a convenient narrative device.
What exactly?
But it's also a good way of
We could make all the
keeping
usual
secrets and
the usual place.
keeping the characters from just outright telling you what's happening.
Okay. What would I
Like,
need to do?
if this is Faith,
I
and
need
she's trying to
150.
lead you
It's
towards,
not good to be short.
if she's trying to lead you in the right direction to solve this mystery and get justice for her friends,
Wait here for a second.
you know, she's kind of having to do it in a roundabout way. You know, she's forced to do it implicitly because she can't just go ahead and tell you.
Not 207?
You'll think of something.
Open arms. This is where they met.
Enjoy your stay. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Want it by the hour or for the whole night? Oh,
You?
I work here, okay? I work the front desk. It's to help pay rent. So, now you know. I know I should have told somebody, but Beast would lose his mind if you knew. Beast is a proud man, Bigby. He wants to do right by me, and he just couldn't handle it if he knew I had to do this so we don't get evicted. All of our friends live at the Woodlands. He'd be mortified. By the way, thanks for covering for me.
How do you know I did?
I talked to Beast. He said he ran into you that night you saw me. He would have said something if you'd told him. So, what are you doing here? Oh, you have a key.
Someone else was murdered last night.
I heard.
The victim was someone who worked at the Pudding and Pie. Lily. She, come around here ever?
Oh, yes, the troll. I did see her. I mean, you know, we never really spoke, but she came off a tad intimidating.
Have you seen Snow White down here? Or maybe somebody glamored as her?
You know, it's funny. I did see someone who I thought looked a lot like her, but she didn't say anything when she saw me, even though she knew that I saw her. I just assumed it wasn't Snow and went about my business.
Ever see Lily with someone here? Maybe on a job?
Sometimes, but nobody I've recognized. I haven't worked here that long, though.
How about a room register? Or someone named Mr. Smith?
That's all we get here, Smiths, Jones, or Johnsons. I think the last ones are jokes.
Ever meet a girl named Faith? Or just maybe hear that name?
I might have. I don't know. By the end of the night, it's kind of a blur with all the names. Tara, Brandy, Amber, Heather... Sorry.
I talked to Tweedledee earlier today. He mentioned you in passing. Do you know him? Or his brother?
I took out a loan. For back pay. It was like our third notice. And ever since then, those annoying freaks have been pestering me for the money, plus interest.
Why take out a loan from those two?
It
It was from the Crooked Man.
Beauty.
You don't know how desperate I was, Bigby. I had nowhere else to go.
Look, if this ever happens again, come see me or Snow first, all right?
I tried.
Thanks.
Wait. It'll be better if anyone sees you that they at least see you with me, so they know that I didn't let you just wander around by yourself. 5 minutes, please.
We'll see, Beauty.
Just be ready to act like I'm trying to kick you out.
That won't be hard.
Listen, Bigby. I assume you'll be filing some kind of an official report or something. Which is fine, it's just that I was wondering if I need to be in it. Do you have to mention my name? I mean, it's not like Beast would ever see your report. It's just, well, you never know.
Don't worry about it. The less I have to write down, the better.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Well, here we are. Which one was it?
Okay, let's not fuck around here.
You have keys to these rooms?
I thought you had a key.
Not to this one.
Hold on, Bigby. I can't just let you go into any room you want. Seriously, what if someone found out? I could get into a lot of trouble.
You have to let me in there. This is the room, 207.
But
This is the room Lily was in.
Fine. Well, that's weird. This key is supposed to open every room in the building, but it's not working.
Beauty!
Ah, shit.
Beast?
Yeah, I know. Again, I know the narrative reason why you wanted to do this
No,
scene.
sweetie, no. Wait a minute.
For the misunderstanding and for
We've been
the
together through everything.
gameplay section.
I took care of you.
But I
I
still
loved
don't
you.
understand
Please.
what Beast
You're
is even
cheating
doing
on
here.
me with him?
No, Beast. I promise I'm not. I'm helping him. That's all.
I'll bet! I'm sure you help each other just great! I know what this place is! I know what goes on
No,
here!
that's not what I meant.
Stop lying to me! What the fuck is wrong with you? She's my wife!
Beast, listen to me. There's nothing going on. I'm not.
Ah!
Hey!
Bastard! I guess I finally see you for who you are!
Stop! Stop it!
I knew you were sneaking around.
I don't want to hurt you, so just calm down and...
Beast! What the hell do you think you're doing? You aren't even listening to me!
She's my wife, Bigby!
I told you! Stop! Please! Leave him be! This is my fault! Please, no! I understand! Bigby, no! Don't hurt him!
You ruined everything! She's my... Shit, Bigby.
What have you done?
What is this?
It's a crime scene, dumbass.
Did to the door.
That's what I was
You can't
doing
just
here.
act like this whenever
Stand
you.
back. You don't want to see this.
Beauty, stay in the hall.
What? Why? What's going on? Oh my god.
Don't touch anything.
Is this?
Lily met her client here, Mr. Smith, whoever he is.
And then?
Must have happened right here.
Jesus.
Last night?
Yeah?
I was on shift last night.
On shift? Beauty, what?
I'm not a prostitute, you idiot. I work the front desk.
So that's...
Yeah, so I'm assuming what actually happened here
is no place
was
for
that
someone like you. I mean, look.
there was an appointment made in the book
You see what kind of stuff happens here?
under a fake name that
Just seemed like a totally normal night. How is that even
that
possible?
Lily obviously
There's
thought
so
was
much
going to be
blood.
Crane.
Go lock the
So
front
she
door.
set up the
Keep
whole
people out of
place
the hallway. I need you to be sure
with
no
his
one
usual
comes in
fantasy
here.
bullshit.
This is a crime scene, okay?
But
just do what he says.
And
I'll explain later, okay?
it was probably made under the same name that Crane usually uses. And then Georgie showed up,
What kind of a person could do something like this?
tried
That's
to
exactly what I'm about to try to find out.
tried to ransom her for the information.
I can't believe that.
And then when she wouldn't cooperate, he killed her.
Someone's been rough with this dress. It's torn.
Oh no, she must have been wearing it. He killed her and then he took it back off?
No, there's no blood on it. It must have been torn some other time.
What a fucking asshole.
We shouldn't even be in here. Bigby, this? I think I heard this music last night. It was playing pretty loudly for a while and then stopped in the middle. I didn't think twice about it at the time. I mean, I hear all kinds of things around here, and I guess I've already gotten used to blocking them out.
Could have covered up the sound of the murder.
Do you smell something?
No, just apple. It's a huff and puff.
I thought you were the only one who smoked that crap brand.
Apparently not.
Yeah, they
brought
keep
wine.
talking about the
Classy.
the shitty cigarettes that Bigby smokes as if it's supposed to be a clue. And I'm guessing that maybe the reason you're supposed to suspect it's connected to Georgie is because he sells the same things in his club.
Where'd you get that?
A lot of these are a
Lily
little
had it in her
vague.
hand, in case there was any doubt.
Probably by design, but yeah. Okay, now we're gonna look through the book, get all this shit out of the way, put it all together, and finish up this
What is
episode.
that?
It's a book about Snow White. Or about the Mundy version of her story, anyway.
What is it?
The dress in the closet is the same as the one in this picture. I think Smith was dressing Lily up in it to recreate the snow from the book.
You're right. It's the same dress. I guess he wanted to get the details right. God, role-playing as a person who really exists, who we know. That's just weird. I'm not sure who to feel worse for. Okay, no, I take that back. The whole book is about her?
Yeah. Huh.
Oh no, what else? Something about the apple? What?
I think the apple is part of his fantasy about Snow White. That would explain the one we found on the floor.
Oh no, do you think it was poisoned?
It wasn't. I'd have smelled that. I think it's just a prop. It's here because they were acting out the scene in the book.
Of course, that makes perfect sense. But of all the stories to pick, they were acting out the apple thing. This guy really has a thing about Snow. It's like pathological.
I'm getting that feeling. Yes.
Oh my god, that poor girl. She couldn't have known. She probably just needed the money. She could have been anyone. How did she wind up here? I mean, not exactly here, but just how does a person...
Georgie took advantage of her when she was in trouble. He's a real predator.
Yeah.
And that's also, I guess, supposed to be the irony of this whole
Why is she in a glass
story, is that
This is the part where she's in a...
this predator,
They think she's
this
dead.
predatory figure in the big bad wolf, is doing this whole story,
Oh God, Bigby,
catching
this is too
other
weird.
predators.
Why did he mark this page?
I think he made up the bed to match the coffin in the picture. Flowers, too. He'd have had Lily lie down.
People who
just
prey
like
on the
this.
weak and vulnerable
You mean just before?
In the story, that's when someone
and
comes
take
to
advantage
kiss
of
her.
them in their times of desperation and need.
How far does the Snow thing go? Making a coffin for her on the bed is out of hand. God, I can see the whole picture now. It all goes together like you said. This creep put that girl in a Snow White dress and recreated the whole story from the book with the apple and the deep sleep and everything. You're a better detective than I thought you'd be.
Thanks.
So he planned it all out. He had all the details noted down. Only then, when it comes time to kiss her and wake her up.
Yeah.
I hope you're just about through. I don't really want to stay in here any longer. Are those pictures of the dead girl? How do you know?
I'm in this one. It was taken last winter.
Oh no. Bigby. This kind of stalking, it doesn't just stop by itself. Trust me, I know about this firsthand. He'll keep trying to get closer and closer.
His stand-in for Snow is gone now, so...
The next step closer. What is it?
It's... Crane.
So again, there's kind of a fake out, or at least a cliffhanger at the end of all of these
Could be after
episodes,
you now.
and they're
I
usually
am
sort
dying
of
to
misleads.
get my hands on that disgusting weasel.
I'm really starting to like you, Sheriff. You're not afraid to be a complete bastard.
Obviously, there will have to be some changes.
Hello, Bigby.
Take care of it, Bigby, or I'll take care of it for you.
Jesus Christ, Bigby. Is that you?
Okay, onward we go. hopefully we can still get this, the remaining 3 episodes